What's going on, guys? Zach RC here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome along to episode number 6 of the F1 2021 Driver Career Mode. We're here for round number 6 of the Formula 2 Championship, the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. Check out the last episode if you haven't seen it. There'll be a card up in the top right now. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's my first ever home race on the F1 2021 game. So with that, let's kick things right off and get on with the feature race.
It's Sunday, and that means it's race time here in Silverstone. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of the race. Five miles out from Toaster, this icon of British motorsport heritage comprises 18 corners over 3.6 miles of circuit. Silverstone has been through several changes over its lifetime, with the start line now leading into Abbey, a fast right-hander for turn 1. Still there, of course, is the circuit's most famous and iconic sequence of corners, starting at Maggots, turn 10. Joining me today in the commentary box is former 2012 GP2 champion Davide Valsecchi. We all know the circuit so well, Davide. What's got your attention today?
Always a pleasure, Alex. Everyone looks forward to Silverstone, and with such an intriguing grid, I think the fans will be excited for the start of today's race. We know these young drivers are hungry to prove themselves. Hopefully, we'll be seeing some more history being made today.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Cohen lines up on pole position, and it's Mick Schumacher in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Tsunoda, Schwartzman, Daniel Ticktum, and Dragovic, Matsushita, Ilott, Piquet, Luca Giotto, Alesi, Joe, Jack Aitken, and Armstrong, Samaya, Markelot, Deruvula, and Nikita Mazepin, Delatraz, Sato, Galeo, and Roy Nissany completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, I know it's your home Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
And where else to put the car other than on pole for our first ever home race on the F1 2021 driver career. So yeah, we're starting from pole position here at Silverstone in our ART Grand Prix machine. We're getting things underway here. If we can get a good start, I reckon we can do this today. Go to 5 red lights for the feature race here at Silverstone. Lights go out and we are underway. It's not the best of start. Schumacher's got an edge on the right hand side. There he goes up into the lead. I'm going to try and hold off Schwartzman and Tsunoda going into turn 1. We've sort of gone a bit off our line there. We've almost run the car into the grass. We've sort of forced Schwartzman off his line, so he's fallen away now. Tsunoda up into third, but Schumacher's taking the lead from us. So we have to try and swipe that back as quickly as we can. We've got to try and stay close to him on the start, because if we don't, then we can wave goodbye to any chances of winning this race. Schumacher already pulling away here. We're going to have to try and use the slipstream to our advantage while we've still got it. We're about half a second behind Schumacher as we come down the straight, heading down towards the 2 left field corners. Tsunoda's about half a second behind us as well. I've got to worry about him because he's not getting a slipstream from us. We're closing in on Schumacher here. We're going to have to try and make a move coming down one of these next few straights. We could try and stick our nose inside, but we think better of it and back out a bit more. And we've almost run the car into the gravel there. We've got to make evasive manoeuvres quickly, and that allows Schumacher to hold on to the lead here. So not the best of starts. We've lost the lead from the start going into turn 1, and it may cost us later on. Through Cops we come and heading towards Maggots and Beckett for the first time this afternoon. Schumacher still in control by about half a second, and it's another half second back between us and Tsunoda, who of course he is our main target today. We're trying to beat him to get more points for the championship. We've got the 4 points from qualifying on pole position. We go way wide there, and that allows Schumacher to only extend his lead further. He's got a gap of about a second now, and Tsunoda's right behind us. He pulls out to the left hand side, going for a move for second place. We're going to have the better line going into the right hander, so we're going to send him the long way around. He can't quite make that move, ducks back into line, and that is us holding on to second place just about. He's fallen away here. I think we must have forced him a bit too hard off the track. Coming through the last chicane here and back towards the line to complete the first lap of the feature race. Schumacher's pulled away to take up about 1.5 seconds at the end of this first lap. Tsunoda's about 1.5 seconds behind us as well. So we're all alone out here on the track, left to run down Mick Schumacher. Moving on now to around the start of lap 3, Robert Schwartzman has moved his way up into third, and he's now closing in on us. Tsunoda's down in 5th, and we're not quite sure what happened to him. He must have just lost some places. Schumacher's now got a gap about he's got a gap of about 3.3 seconds now, about 3.5. Schwartzman's got just over half a second on Schwartzman. Hopefully he won't get close enough to make a move. on this lap. We'll be able to wait a few more laps before he starts to make a move. But he's definitely closing in, so we're going to have to watch out for him as the race goes on. So we're going to have to be very careful here. Moving on to the start of lap 5 now. We've got just 3 more laps to go in this race. And Schwartzman's now right there. He's within half a second going into turn 1. We'll have to run our line, make sure things are nice and clean in order for us to stay ahead of him and not really give him an opportunity to make a move further on into this lap. We move further on down to the hanger straight, heading towards Cox Corner, and Schwartzman's very close this time. He hasn't got DRS, but he's got a very good run. Fortunately, he thinks better of trying to make a move and doesn't quite get close enough, so he stays behind us for the time being. Schumacher's got a lead of about 5 seconds now, so we can wave goodbye to any chances we have of winning the race unless he makes a serious mistake. So you have to go Maggots and Beckett's once again. But like I said at the start, our main target today is beating Tsunoda, who we're not too many points behind now thanks to the victory last time in Austria. Of course, Schwartzman got DRS this time. We've just set the purple sector 2. He's definitely closing in. Here he comes now. Will he get close enough to make a move? You can see how close he is now, going down towards the right-hander, and Schwartzman still stays ahead of... We still stay ahead of Schwartzman. Moving on now towards the end of the 6th lap. He's going to have DRS once again, trying to make a move on us for that second spot. He's definitely a lot closer this time than he was last time. He pulls out to the right-hand side. He's got the better line going into the corner this time. He forces us the long way around. We managed to hold on to it, and we're going to try and shut him off on exit. We've run a bit wide off our line, but we've managed to come back on and stay ahead of him just about. Up the inside we go, and that is us holding on to P2 just about, and that could be crucial for the championship because we need to gain as many points back as possible. Moving on now to the start of the final lap of the race. It's going to be us versus Schwartzman, provided he can stay close enough to have a go at beating us here. Schumacher, like I said, we are way behind. Got no real chance of beating him today. I reckon he's got this one sewed up unless, like I say, he makes a serious mistake or something happens on his car. We've still got a gap of about half a second to Schwartzman, so it's crucial we stay ahead of him here. Tsunoda's still down in 5th, so that's very good for us. That's exactly what we're wanting today. Schumacher still continues to pull away. Schwartzman's got a good run this time. Will he make a move? He pulls out to the right-hand side. He's going to try and go around the outside. We defend the inside line, going through left field 1 and towards left field 2 we come. He's still right there. We've gone way wide there, and that could open up the door for him to make a move. He thinks of sticking his nose in there, similar to how he did to Schumacher on lap 1. Thinks better of it. This time, he doesn't go in the gravel compared to us. We almost did. Going down the home straight, down the old home straight once again. Schwartzman's trying to move out, and we've got to try and be careful because we could have a crash here, similar to Verstappen and Hamilton at Silverstone a couple of weeks ago. He thinks better of it. The AI making a very smart decision once again there. And through Maggots and Beckett's we come for the last time in this feature race. We're still just ahead of him. I reckon he could have a very good shot at us with DRS if he can stay within that touching distance of us in second place. Schumacher's coming round to complete his final lap now. He looks like he's about to win this race without a doubt. We're still second in the Drivers' Championship according to the championship standings. There goes Schwartzman now to the right-hand side, going for that move in towards the last couple of corners. We're going to force him off it. We're going to try and force him to the inside of the track, and we've managed to hold on to P2, and that will just about seal things here at Silverstone. So we've managed to finish ahead of Tsunoda, but it's gutting because we could have won the home race for the first time, but we'll have better opportunities, and this just wasn't one of them. But still, second place, definitely nothing to get too disappointed about.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you've pulled through. Thank you.
Here's our winner, pulling their Prema into Parc Ferme then. What a fantastic race. Tell me, Davide, what was the key to this success?
I think they kept a cool head. That's why they won today. Smooth, steady, everything bad that happened to them, they handle it calmly and professionally. That's what let them focus on getting the best out everything else. The car, the strategy, they managed to keep out of trouble the whole way around.
It looks like it's time for the victory ceremony once again, as I can see the drivers beginning to make their way out for the celebrations. You can see it on their faces. It's another marvellous team win for Prema today. After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. The lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. And so, driver of the day then, Davide Valsecchi, who do you think you'd go for?
Lots of drivers impressed me today, Alex. But if I have to say one that impressed me most, it's Nobuharu Matsushita.
On to the teams then. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
So that is the end of the feature race here at Silverstone. Schumacher wins it by about 6.5 seconds back to us, but we've gained some more points on Tsunoda in the championship. That's exactly what we want to do. So we finished in second. Robert Schwartzman rounds out the podium. A good race for Prema there. Matsushita in fourth, and of course Tsunoda in fifth. So there's not really much else to say here. We're going to have a better shot starting from 7th on the grid for the sprint race. So we're going to jump right into that, and hopefully we'll manage to get on that top step of the podium.
We've reversed the top 8 from yesterday's race to set the grid for the sprint race here today, and the drivers are almost ready on the grid down below. As we await the start of another hugely anticipated Formula 2 race, I'm joined again by Davide Valsecchi. Davide, as a former GP2 champion, can we get some insight to what is running through these young drivers' heads as they sit out on the grid?
Ciao, Alex. It's a pleasure to be here. There are nervy moments, there is no doubts about that. Mental strength is the key to remaining calm and focusing on the upcoming race. Formula 2 is so competitive, and all of these drivers knows that they are going to be pushing each other all of the way. In this sport, you have to be able to control your nerves.
So here we go then, back on the grid for the sprint race, starting from P7 on the grid, our P2 from the feature race being reversed, so we start from 7th. We can take the championship lead today with a higher finish than Tsunoda by about a place or two. So it goes to 5 red lights now for the sprint race. We're back underway here at Silverstone. It's a bit better start than usual, but Dragovic got a way better start than we did, and we've fallen multiple places anyway, because that just seems to be a recurring theme here. I'm definitely just not good at starts. We've gone way wide at turn 1. We've lost a place down to Dragovic there. We dropped down to 8th. We lost one to Schumacher as well. So we've lost 2 places off this start. We're still very close to Dragovic. We bang wheels. We managed to find our way back past him, and Schumacher will be our next target. Hopefully this time will be a lot easier to catch up to than he was in the feature race. So through the opening sector now. Obviously a bit of a poor start there. We lost 2 places off the line. We've managed to make one of them back. Schumacher trying to pass Schwartzman. That'll only bring things a bit closer, because they'll be battling, allow me to gain some time back. Will we try and go around the outside of both cars here? We could try and send one, but we've got the nose in there, but have to back out of it. Stay in 8th for the time being. Back to the inside, we're trying to pass Schumacher on the right hand side, and we're through back up into P7, so we've managed to regain those places, and now we get to work on Schwartzman in front of us. He had through Copse for the first time in the sprint race. We're right behind him here. We're going to try and move out to the right hand side, go for a move into Magnussen and Beckett. We're going to switch back here. We're going to have to move back into line and able to get that run we need, and we've had to break a lot more going to Maggots, so we've lost another place to Schumacher again. We're back still on the inside. We've gone on the grass though, so that's going to allow him to get that place back. We're going to have to keep an eye out for Dragovic right behind us, and down in towards the last couple of corners down the straight we come here. He's not going to have the slipstream, doesn't have the DRS until lap 3, so that's good, because it means he stays behind us. So we've still got work to do here, because Tsunoda's still up there, and I think at around P4 or 5, so we need to try and get up to him as quickly as we can. We're going to go to the inside. Schumacher send one up the inside. What a dive bomb, that puts us back up into 7th place. So from the start we still retake our initial starting position. Dan Ticktum shows the way. He should set the fastest lap of the race, and we'll still be second in the championship, I believe, if things stay this way. We may even drop to 3rd depending on if Ticktum wins or not, and depends on where we finish. So we're going to try and make a move now on the inside of Schwartzman. We're going to go up the inside. He locks up there in this Prema, but we've managed to find our way past him. A bit of contact made there. We managed to find our way through. And next up here we've got Yuki Tsunoda trying to make a move on him. Of course we need to beat him today to have a chance of taking the championship lead. We'll go up the inside at Copse. We went back out of it. We're being very aggressive today. No contact, but still elbows out kind of racing. We've managed to work our way up into P5 here, so we need to if we can get a few more places, that will be enough to wrestle the championship away from Tsunoda. And we've hit Matsushita there, and he's spun. There he goes. We've hit Matsushita, completely accidental there. Didn't mean to do that, but we've hit him nonetheless, and he's fallen through the field now, so that's unfortunate for him. Take a look at the championship standings now. We're still second here. We still need to get a few more places back in order to get past Schumacher, to get past Tsunoda in the championship. Coming down towards the end of lap 3, we're going to try and send one up the inside of PK. Can we get close enough here? We're on the inside, but we're going to back out of it here. We want to send it wide, but there we go. We've very nearly spun the car. I just managed to hold on to it, but I didn't want to try and go for a move and spin him out like we did to Matsushita, but it's cost us in return. We still took the fastest lap somehow, so that's good. Moving on now towards the end of lap 4. We're going to have just one more lap to go after this one. Here we come now, trying to make a move on PK. He's got DRS on Ilot. We've got DRS on him as well, so we're right there. We can have a very good chance this time going into the last chicane. We've lost a bit of time. Will we go for the dive once again? PK defends the inside. We managed to get underneath him though, and that'll just about put us up into P3, into the podium places. We've run a bit wide there though, so here comes PK on the inside, looking to get that place back. We've shut him down, and there we go. Up into 3rd place for the time being. We've got one more lap to go in the sprint race. Tickton may have this one slowed up, and we could catch him here on this last lap. And here we are now, just about in the lead of the championship. That's all we need right now. We need to hold on to 3rd at best. So here we come now through the opening couple of corners. We're really closing up to Ilot here. We could have a good go in with the DRS if we can get a good exit. Here we come off the corner, and the DRS flap opens on the rear wing, and here's our chance, our first opportunity to strike against the virtuosi driver of Callum Ilott. Here we come now. We can't pull out to the left hand side just yet. We're going to try and make a dive now though, trying to get in close. We've come very close to, we hit his car, and that's not good. We've managed to hold on to the car regardless. We're going to try and send one around the outside. We're trying not to put it in the gravel. We may have to back out a bit, and we do, and that allows Ilott back up into P2 here on this last lap. So the race winners looks to be out of the question now. Tickton still 2 seconds ahead. Here we come towards Cops now. Going to try to go for another dive, but we've hit the back of his car. We've touched his rear wing, and that's not good. No damage has been done to either one of us, so we're all okay for the time being. Going into Magus and Beckett side by side here in the race. For a second, we've had to back out to allow him to take the corner, and that's not good. That'll keep us down in P3. We're going to have one more chance in here with the DRS coming into these last couple of corners. We've run the car into the grass just a little bit. We're going to keep an eye on PK, who's still there. If we lose P3, then we could lose our chance of the championship lead as well. So here we come now, closing in on Ilott for the last couple of corners here into the right-hander. I want to get as good exit as possible coming off of this last corner, and here we come now towards the final chicane. We're going to try and go for a late dive on Ilott. Here we come. Is it close enough? Not quite there. We have to try and go for the last chicane. We've hit the side of his car. We've managed to take P2 from him at the line, and that'll be 2nd place in the sprint race.
Well, all your hard work out there. That was a strong drive and a good finish. Well done.
Here they are then, coming into Parc Fermé. What an excellent win for the Dams team. And I have to wonder, Davide Valsecchi, just what set them apart from the competition here.
This race, this win, was about one thing and one thing only: consistency. Anyone can be quick for just one lap, but there's a difference between that and being quick every lap, over and over and over. If you can do that, if you can gain ground when your opponents make mistakes, but then not make mistakes on your own, you can just push and push.
Dams, another team with a huge amount of history, based right in the heart of motorsport near Le Mans in France, have once again shown their formidable abilities out on the track. Yet another win today. And now, let's take a look at the driver's standings. Cohen takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Now then, Davide Valsecchi, who would you say was your driver of the day?
For me, the RT driver was the best in the field today. They did a great job at getting the most of the tires without losing pace. That's a good skill to have.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Teams' Championship. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Another team that excelled today was Dams, who make further progress up the table. Well, what a weekend that has been. Please join us next time for another thrilling installment when Formula 2 returns.
So there we have it then. We have swiped the championship lead away from Yuki Tsunoda with 2 second-place finishes, not to mention the points for pole on the fastest lap. But that's where we're going to end it for today's video. You guys, if you did enjoy it, make sure to smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, share this around with all your friends, and with that, I'll see you for the next episode of The Driver Career. Thank you guys. Have a good day. See you later.